July 4th, 1187, 20,000 Christian soldiers stood in the desert of the Holy Land, surrounded, dehydrated, and slowly dying before the fighting even began. By the end of the single day, one of the most powerful armies in the Holy Land would be destroyed. Jerusalem would fall, and the world would never be the same. This is the Battle of Hattin, and it might be the most brutal military trap ever set in history. To understand how this happened, you need to know one man, Saladin. He was the Sultan of Egypt and Syria, and he was patient. He didn't just want to win a battle. He wanted to destroy the Crusader kingdom permanently. So he set a trap. He attacked the city of Tiberias, a city held by a Crusader lord's wife. He knew the Crusader army would have to march to save her. And here's the genius part. They would have to cross miles of open, scorching desert in July to get there. The Crusaders were camped at Sephoria, a well-watered, shaded position. Every experienced advisor told King Guy of Lusignan, "Do not leave that camp. Stay. Let Saladin come to you." But one voice convinced the king to march. They left their water, they left their advantage, and they walked straight into hell. From the moment they set out, Saladin's cavalry swarmed them. Thousands of horse archers circling, firing, retreating. The Crusaders couldn't stop them, couldn't catch them, and critically, couldn't reach water. By midday on July 3rd, the temperature was brutal. Men in full armor, marching through dry, open plains with no shade and no water, were collapsing where they stood. That night, they camped near a village called Hattin. Still no water, and Saladin made their night even worse. His forces set the dry grass and brush on fire around the entire Crusader camp. Imagine that. You're already dying of thirst. You haven't slept. You're wearing metal armor in the Middle Eastern summer, and now you're choking on smoke, surrounded by fire, with enemy forces just beyond the flames. Many men broke down that night, not from wounds, from thirst and despair. July 4th, dawn. The Crusaders made a desperate push toward the Sea of Galilee. They could see water in the distance, but Saladin's forces drove them back, up onto a volcanic ridge called the Horns of Hattin. Black volcanic rock, choking smoke, no water, surrounded. The Crusaders were carrying something that made this even more charged, the true cross, a relic believed to contain wood from the actual cross of Jesus Christ. They brought it to battle as a sign that God was with them. The knights charged again and again, but they couldn't break through. The infantry had already collapsed. Some simply sat down and refused to fight. The true cross was captured. The king was taken prisoner. And after the battle, Saladin did something that shocked the medieval world. He personally executed Raynald de Chatillon, a Crusader lord who had repeatedly broken truces and attacked Muslim pilgrims, with his own hand. Then he ordered the execution of nearly every captured Knight Templar and Hospitaller, hundreds of them. He considered them too dangerous to ever release. Regular soldiers were enslaved. Only the king, Guy of Lusignan, was spared, offered cold water and treated with dignity in a famous act of mercy that stood in stark contrast to everything else that day. The defeat was catastrophic. Within months of Hattin, Saladin captured city after city across the Crusader kingdom. And then, on October 2nd, 1187, just 3 months after the battle, Jerusalem fell. The city that Crusaders had held for 88 years was gone. The shock was so massive it triggered the Third Crusade, bringing Richard the Lionheart himself to the Holy Land.